Hey everybody, welcome back to the Two Dads React YouTube channel. I'm positive you didn't see our last fucking episode because YouTube and me were not on good terms, and it took me literally like 4 different uploads to get past different chunks of last episode 2 that they were claiming copyright stuff. So it's up there now. If you found us and you didn't see episode 2, it's there. Thanks for hanging with us or coming back or finding us on search or whatever, but hopefully you're seeing this video and hopefully we're going to react to episode 3. So I'm Clay, that's Corey, and
did you send me the link?
I'll send you the link. It's fine, you'll get there. It's not a big
Okay, I was just making sure I didn't miss that somewhere. I was like, man, I feel like he's really ramped up and gonna push play here and shit in a minute, and I'm like, I'm not with you. I'm not with you.
I can always stop that. That ain't the problem. Anyways, let's get into episode 3. We're excited. We got Lady Loki or whoever she is ready to rock and roll. So let's get into this. Can't play this at all. Not even gonna keep it in.
And now our moment of dancing in silence. Just watch how we bounce to the beat.
Well, the drinks seem fine.
So are we gonna see what fucked her up? This is what we're gonna see now.
You know what brain freeze is, don't you?
No, this is just gonna be like her playing someone completely just different. They'll just do something mean like that to us.
Right. I don't need too much of a flashback.
Oh no. The other equally handsome Loki. Shit. I still hope we get to like see, you know, like dinosaur Loki in one of these like jump throughs. Like whether it's just like a background shit, you know, right?
So this is where she went, so he should come storming through, right? They're not gonna show that part to us? Okay. Your shit don't work in a time variance authority. Uh-oh.
Oh, but that does.
Yeah, it does. Disappearing stick. Nice. That's not gonna get old ever.
Yeah, that fucking correctional stick's well, wee bit much, man.
Yeah, right. He grabbed him out of her locker. That's where she stuck him when the handoff happened last week. Like, that's where she stuck the knives, and now that's where he got them from. Smart guy. Smart dude. That's broken. Oh, no. That's your buddy. I'm sure it was his. I'm sure he was going to retire next week.
So either you'll come willingly.
She's still got a sword, bro.
Either way, that's how I get.
Yeah, right. He just kind of like rolled up that all nonchalantly after putting his knives away. Mother doesn't care.
Now where are we?
In like our little hideout, but it's broken now.
It's the best thing to holler at a fight. Get off my leg!
Bye.
I love the way he pops up.
Is that one
Where are we?
Where did you send us?
So we're a team now? Oh God, no!
Oh God, no.
Here's their slightly more comfortable pod of death.
Right. Still gonna die.
It's a great plan. Just
Why is it a sweater? That's bugging me.
They're all oversized sweaters too.
Yeah.
Did they not tell you?
no. I mean, they did eventually.
Awkward.
Yeah, right.
Hang on a second.
I do that all the fucking time.
All the time. I'd walk into rooms
Yep.
like that. I'd have my own Shawn Michaels intro for any time I go into a room.
Remember that. What was that? Is
I mean, you could be really good at sarcasm if you could pull out some shit like that when you're making your points, right? Like, I don't even need fucking gifts. Fuck y'all. Memes.
That's scary right there. Oh man, here's that's crazy.
Yeah, I guess their atmosphere is not like ours. Just kind of feel like
It ain't
most of the
burning
planet
up,
would
yeah.
already be gone if that giant space stone came through.
Just like his brother.
Sir, can I see your tickets?
You're like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Fucking
right.
train's already moving, jackass. You're like way too excited. It's like, finally I get to hurt something.
I get to rip my friggin' horns off. There you go.
And you imagine like talking to the other Lokis and be like, dude, we got beat up by a bunch of sweater vests.
Grab it, dumbass. Nice. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Quite the tumble.
You are.
Imagine just being like in the kitchen when that happened. And just like in the living room the next second. You're like, mouse? Or did I do something?
Yeah, right.
So what, we hijack the Ark and make sure it gets off this moon?
I mean, sounds like a good idea to me.
Got a little bit of that hero complex showing up. He had a fast change of heart after seeing all them videos.
I had to pull a memory from hundreds of years prior, before she even fought for them.
What? What did you say?
That's not right.
Before she joined the TVA,
Yeah, she was
It's
just a regular person on Earth.
a regular person.
Loved
Yeah,
margaritas.
told you they were snatching
Nice.
motherfuckers up.
Everyone who works at the TVA was
They're all variants, just like us.
What? Once again, that is absolutely terrifying. Just that moon just hanging over, that is terrifying.
Imagine all the end of the world parties.
It's a lot of sex happening.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I'll be honest, if I was in a state like that and I knew I was never going to be, like, kicked off, like, I would be on so many drugs.
So many drugs, including
So
ones
many fucking
that kept my
drugs.
dick hard.
I'm pretty sure I'd be so high that, like, if the wind blew by, I would just think that I had sex. Like, that's the type of high I'd be looking for at that kind of situation. Like, I don't even need anything to be real anymore.
Right.
That would be a fun city to live in, and it's probably not all, like, in ruin.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. Could it not get any more terrifying? Let's have it crack in half. Oh. Why are you even trying anymore, dude? Why are you guys even trying?
Yeah, that's really... I mean... Like, they gotta know they're not getting off the planet at this point. It's not like there's time to still walk to the evacuation area.
Right? I just realized this is all in one shot, or at least it's meant to be filmed like it's in one shot, and you know how much I love long takes. Nice. Was that the Ark?
Yup. I think that explains why it never got off.
No, I have to die in this sweater.
I like how they were all fighting like 10 seconds ago, and now that the thing that they weren't on didn't take off, they're all like, oh man.
Right? Is that the end? Holy
Yeah.
shit, man. Ah.
Yep. Now they're both gonna die, and both the variants are done. and then they're gonna work for that company now. And we're gonna be like, what the fuck's happening? And then they're gonna go on some trip, and then it's all gonna break loose again.
You just spoiled
That's
the
my
rest of the
prediction
whole
for the
show.
next. Yeah, my prediction for the next episode.
halfway done. I mean, is it gonna be one of those things where Mobius just rolls in and saves the day, pulls them out, knows that they're in a, you know, I mean, it's one of those situations where everybody's fucked. So how are we gonna get off? How are we gonna get out of here?
Yep.
And it's gonna be the red herring. It's gonna be the Mobius or the, I don't know. It's got to be somebody else from the TVA's got to get to him. Maybe another Loki. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, or just all of the fucking spinning branches somehow like cause a wormhole kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Oh shit." But whatever, yeah. There's going to be something that shouldn't happens to keep the next episodes going.
Just sheer luck. We can't just stop the episode with a moon crashing into the Lokis that we know.
Yeah, right? Yeah, seriously.
That's not how this works. That's not how it goes. So what do you think of this show compared to the other two Marvel ones we've seen so far? Where does this rank in your WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier? Are you enjoying
Well, I think
it
this
more?
one's more, yeah, I mean, this one's more fun than like either of the other series. I mean, they were all good in their, I don't know, they're like their own right, but I mean, nothing stands out in any of the shows that makes me go, yeah, that one's fucking better, right? Like they're all so kind of drastically different so far that there's no real like honest good way to compare them, right? Because the first one you're in like a weird bubble, and then like the next one there just basically is no bubble. We go with real life day-to-day stuff, and then now we're kind of in this, we're in the biggest bubble we have that can go anywhere, but we're still like contained, like it's everything is so far filmed and shot and like segmented that there is no real overlap. Like the only overlap is your assumption on what's connected between the three so far.
Right. I do like how, okay, so we're halfway through. This is episode 3, so we're halfway through the season. There's only 6 episodes. And so it's cool because now at the very end of this episode, we started learning that some of the stuff we're being told is, of course, not true. So I had to figure out if they're not created by the timekeepers and everybody that works for the TVA is variants, like that whole thing has to be kind of like explained or something to be made of that. That's a big deal when it comes to everything that happens there.
I mean, I guess it's also kind of self-explanatory. Like homeboys, when they were fucking doing their little Swiffer job on all the stuff, was like, yeah, that's the best functioning one. He would serve a great purpose here. Like, I mean,
we'll just keep these. We'll just keep these.
Yeah, that's
ones
what
to
I'm
the
saying.
side.
Like, yeah, like if they're all this like kind of all being thing, right? When they were tidying up the stuff, like they had to have looked and went, I mean, that's like a lot of usable byproduct that we're just kicking off to the side. And
Right.
so then they probably were like, oh, well, let's just get rid of the shit we don't want. And then the shit that we do want, I'll build this little company that can essentially like micromanage all the bullshit that don't have time to deal with. I mean, that's basically what they did.
And they're out there, and she said that she had to pull a memory from 100 years before to get that girl to like fix her brain so she could do her little trick with it. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, those people.
Yeah, well, that's like insane that she had to go back basically, like, because like you can hear that 2 ways. Oh, she's like 100 years old. It's like yeah, but you're like her last fucking memory of real anything was 100 years ago. It's like,
right.
Okay, so like again, this kind of gets back to that. How did you get a raise, right? Like how did Homegirl go from like just wielding the basic baton and probably escorting people around to running the whole shebang? Like, were they cleaning other areas and were like, man, she's really good at this, and this one's got all of that stuff plus this, let's just make her the boss, right? Like, kind of gets into a whole just choose your own adventure with it, really. Like, basically, however they explain it's how we're gonna have to take it. But like as of right now, it's just like, well, dude, we could do like crazy shit. Like, is there Joan of Arc chilling the fuck in there somewhere that is now like Marge the librarian, right? Like,
right. That's
what it, yeah, like
you
did
know what?
Elvis,
It doesn't matter now because that's who the librarian is to me. Now you've done that. Now she is literally.
But like that's
Joan
what
of
I'm
Arc.
saying. Like, is Elvis really the dude that is just like the other, like kind of day desk guy we see? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just fucking some actual famous person that is just gotten like yanked out of nowhere, or that like all these weird conspiracies, and that all of the people in there are kind of like those dudes from their timeline kind of stuff. Like there's a whole bunch of really cool, ways you could take it. Now I feel it's just gonna be like, no, I took Pam because this was the best Pam from all the
best
shit
Pam
that
there
was
was.
getting massacred.
Yeah, yeah, and more deeper and more messed up is who is doing the everybody at TVA doesn't have a memory of their past, so who's messing with their minds? How are they being indoctrinated? Is probably a best word to use. How are they being made to forget their past, and they now just their memory all starts at, well, I've been at TVA forever and time works differently here, so I don't know really how long we've been here, but when it's all over, we're gonna get to relax at the end of time or whatever. So that's gonna be a messed up little side information we need to find out. Back to your point about the 3 different Marvel shows so far. I didn't smile nearly as much or laugh nearly as much as any of the other ones in this one. So I'm definitely enjoying this experience. I mean, because Tom Hiddleston is amazing, so it's easy to laugh at him, and he's just having a good time.
Yeah, well, this also kind of has like more of a
Campy.
national treasure kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Right.
you're on like some kind of chase, but there's your people working together, and it just so happens that like this character is a smartass, so you get to have a lot more like
Smart ass funny things
just,
said.
yeah, you just get to have a lot more comedy in fucking general with it, instead of someone carrying the weight of race wars or fucking like I lost my children in a time continuum like kind of thing. Like I made up a whole fake family. Like there's like
Right.
the other two, like when you really think about the kind of topics at hand, are like way fucking more serious than this one. So
Yeah.
far, like this one could be something bonkers by the time we get to this, like, what if it's just the best Loki variant that set up this whole thing?
And it's all in their head. That would be. I'm not.
Well,
a fan
no,
of-
like it's not even all in their head. It's just that there was another Loki that set up this whole fucking thing, and like,
the timekeepers are not time. It's just Loki.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like and like they finally get up all the way to the top, and he's just like, kind of was wondering when
Just sitting
someone
on the-
else might
just
fucking
sitting on
make
the
it up
throne,
here,
just
right?
chilling.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and you
I
have
do
like
think. I do
a
think.
real god like Loki kind of sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Just smug as shit on like
Right.
a really just gross throne of just way too much shit. You're like, huh, all right, like I'm curious now.
Right. I mean, it could the best Loki of them all, who succeeded in everything he tried to do, and officially or at some point got to this level of completion of all of his stuff. That would be pretty wild. And there's definitely something up with the timekeepers. There's a lot of things are not making sense. It's definitely not what we've been told so far.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like, and the only reason I was kind of saying that it's like Loki maybe is because there was 3 of them, and now we have like 2 Lokis, and so I'm kind of wondering if there's the quote unquote like last Loki of the timekeepers there, and he's like, "Hey, I got to start bringing on the new ones," and then everybody finds out like the behind the scenes shit, kind of thing,
Right.
right, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I highly doubt it is that, but just what a circle that would be to go.
Yeah, time is a loop or some sort of. Yeah, I mean, I could see them throwing some sort of, weird time element into the whole thing, and we've already met somebody, or it's the you're watching the creation of the TVA by this happening by something weird like that.
Yeah, like basically we're just in a fucking figure eight and we're just picking the points of which ones we're following, and then it's like, oh, as we come back around, now you're all ancient, we intersect and we start all the way back over again,
Yeah. that would be bad.
That would drive me insane, but I wouldn't put it past anybody writing a time film.
True. So Lady Loki, Sylvie, so she said that she couldn't. So do we think that she is a Loki if he was born a girl? Is we think it's that much like instead of being born, from the frost giant, like he was born a female, that instead of whenever it happened it's a girl, and then she says she doesn't remember her mother for very long, and she says she's been running from the TVA since she was a kid, so she's been doing this she said kid, right?
Something like that. Shit, most of my life, basically.
Yeah, so it's like that. I mean, her whole backstory, she definitely knows what a Loki is, and either never was. I don't know. I kind of have a feeling she could be just if it was born a girl instead of a boy when he was originally born, and then I don't know from there. But she's definitely she exhibits the same magical powers that he does. So she has the green stuff, the green powers, but she's
I'm so
self-taught.
confused, like what you're trying to figure out right now.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out so if she's just a Loki, but she's not. We had thought she had maybe come from earlier in a timeline when it was just a Loki who would decide to change shape, but I'm not sure if it's even that really anymore.
I don't recall this theory that you just threw out there.
I don't know. I think we talked about it maybe last week. I don't know. It was just like where she came, like what if she was just another Loki from earlier in the timeline, but not. I don't know. I have no clue. They haven't told us yet. I want to know really bad though.
What do you want to know though? Like she's a Loki. Like I don't understand like where you're having the disconnect between her being Loki or not Loki.
I don't think
they've already shown us that he can look like a bazillion different things. Like there's literally a pancake walking around that's like, I'm fucking Loki, the god of mischief. So where are you getting confused then that she is not Loki? Now her back and origin story may be different than his, but there's no other. This is a female Loki. Like that's what we have here.
Right.
Where do you think we have anything else other than that right there? And we just don't know like why her timeline got clipped and why she's running. Because I imagine she figured most of that shit out during her running adventures. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it was like she just popped out and was like, oh, I know all the shit. And they were like, get rid of her. And I don't think it was like, hey, I just walked in one day and fuck it, I'm going to be Loki, and then didn't like being Loki. I mean, the name change makes sense. You're not going to run around hiding in worlds going, hi, I'm Loki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a name change. I don't know if it was, I just thought maybe, when he was born to the frost giant, a frost giant and king and queen had a baby, and that baby came out, and instead of looking like blue Loki that we saw back in one of the Thor movies, it was a girl. And so she was never called Loki. She was called whatever they named the girl. And then none of the Asgard shit happened. None of that, anything in that, she wasn't taken to be, raised as a prince or princess, excuse me, or whatever. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but why would that happen in every timeline? Like
I don't know.
a
I think
Loki.
she's
I think you're just like Loki is an entity within all of these timelines. Like a Loki is not always going to be a frost giant that gets thrown the fuck over to the other side and they go raise him. That's not always going to be the scenario of how this Loki from a different timeline and origin came about. So like so are you just like, I'm wondering if it's the exact same Loki, only a female?
right.
And then like she just didn't get traded?
Right.
So I'm trying to put this together. So you're wondering if frost giants had a real looking non-blue baby
No, they had a blue.
that was a girl,
Right. Blue baby.
and they were like, "Oh, we'll just raise it cuz it looks different, not like us, so we don't have to do a trade for some like treaty or whatever." And then the timeline went bonkers and she somehow skipped town and then has sorted things out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. I know I was like, I just was really trying to like put all the paths together to figure out what, because I was like, I don't know what your difference is.
Yeah, I think
between
she
the two.
I think she was plucked way, way early in a way skewed wrong part of the timeline. You know what I'm saying? And maybe she was picked up to be in the TVA, and then, I mean, she knows about the TVA more than he does. Of course, he's only been there for a hot second, but maybe she worked for them for a while. Because she knows all the secrets. Maybe she was actually raised there. If she is a Loki, and for her, if we're seeing what her actual form is, and she's not just someone who looks like Tom Hiddleston who's projecting a female appearance, then she had to be picked up way earlier on, like after she was born, because they were like, no, it's got to be a boy. We got to nip this time. With this, something bad happened here. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out where she came from and what her whole deal is. I'm just spitballing, man.
Yeah, I just get really hung up on how like you make it seem like she's not a Loki.
Oh, I do. I think genetically she's a Loki. I think that she's, but I don't think she was born. I think maybe she was. It was a girl, not a boy, when it came out. She was
okay, and then the stories
assigned
are
female at birth, and then TVA is like, nope, it's got to be a boy. Pluck it, get it, and then they're like, let's raise her. We'll have her work for the TVA. Time works different here. She grows up, and then she hates it and escapes and fucks with the whole timeline.
Okay, well, when you put it together completely like that makes way more sense. But like the connection of like getting plucked up and then working for them, and like that part was missing there from the beginning, and I was like, I don't.
You know what?
I don't know what you're comparing and contrasting right now between the two.
To be honest with you, it was missing from mine in the beginning too. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm going off the cuff, man. We literally watched it and now we're talking about it.
I'm glad our like minutia right there fucking worked it all out.
Yep, that's how this works. Hey,
that was good shit.
That's what we got. Shit. What do you think? Tell me in the comments where she came from. Why is she a girl? Is she just look like a girl because they turned her, because she looks like a Loki normally? Because I assume that the Tom Hiddleston, when he turned blue, like that's the, I don't know, I forget why they explained it in the movie when he found out that he was a frost giant kin, from their adopted kid. I don't know if he turned white because it was something that happened because he wasn't in the frost giant land anymore, or he was, I don't remember. But like I say, tell us in the comments. What do you think? Let's go. Let's get the conversation started as to what she is and where in the timeline she went wrong. That's what I want to know. I don't know. We're spitballing, man. Right off the end of the show. I'm just guessing. Right now, there's a giant friggin' moon heading towards the planet, and they're all gonna die, and we're gonna watch Owen Wilson for the next 3 episodes, and that's fine. I like Owen Wilson. He's fun. Anyways, hey, This has been the Two Dads React show, and we appreciate you hanging out, and we will catch you guys next week for episode 4. I hope episode 3 goes up way before the day that 4 is released. I'm old. I don't know how to do this stuff. I can't help it. Sorry.
All right, man.
All right, we'll
No
catch you
worries.
guys next week.
All right, see you guys.